Shalom. Call hello, Yahweh Bashem El Shai, Bashem Rakakudash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. Now more so than ever, to the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners, and to the Aqua for the listening and learning. To you, I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you another lesson in truth. And this lesson is inspired by two different conversations that I had. One with an Ishmaelite this morning, and yesterday, and one with the Issacharite this morning. And it just, and I was like, wow, man, this is crazy. The world has no answers. As a matter of fact, that will probably be the name of this. The world has no answers. And and this Ishmaelite, she's pretty sharp as far as book knowledge, but her mindset, because she was a Muslim, she believed in the Bible, because I don't know if most of you are aware that Muslims supposedly believe in the Bible, but they really don't. And the Bible completely condemns the Quran, but that's neither here nor there. What we were talking about was how ignorant people are, because I think the conversation was about how people are really brown but not black, and she clearly sees and understands that, and when she tries to explain that to so-called black women, because even though she's Ishmael, her family is Somalian, because she's going by her mother's family, and they're all brown-skinned people, her whole family. And they all have that mixed look, that mix between Ham and Ishmael, which the Somalians, the Ethiopians, that look that they have, and that's basically that mixture of Ishmael and Ham. But nevertheless, she understands that no one is really black, and she tries to tell it, and she tries to tell that to black women, and she keeps identifying as a black woman, and she can't understand why they don't identify with her. I said, and she's all, and just a diehard feminist and just confused, man. The girl is all kind of confused. And I'm trying to explain to her that that your struggles is not the same as a real so-called black woman. Of course, I didn't say it like that. But nevertheless, when it came to something as simple as understanding this color of your skin, how someone's skin is visibly brown, but yet they still call themselves black. And that, we both marvel at that. And she said, with unlimited resources of information, Americans in general don't know their ass from their mouths. And I started laughing because I thought to myself, actually I didn't think to myself. I said, you know what? You're right. You are so right. The average American, they don't know their ass from their mouth. Because she's lived abroad, she's been to Africa, she's been to Europe, and she's been to these different places. So she has a perspective that the average American does not have, especially the so-called Negro in America. All right? Because, the average American Negro doesn't go all over the world unless they're in the military, They just don't travel like that, like we used to. All right? We were the world's first world travelers and things of that nature, but, the way history is written, you would never know that. All right? But nevertheless, she's seen things that the average person hasn't, but she can't understand. She said, everything's a Google away. And I'm listening to her, because we've been, we the men of the Lord, the men of the Great Millstone, and other brothers that do this work, we've been saying that all along, man. But let me grab a couple of scriptures. I babbled enough. And first one is Jeremiah 4:22. And even though all these scriptures I'm reading are pertaining to Israel, it actually, in this case, remember the scriptures are manifold. All right, this is also pertaining to all of America, the average American, the average and a world citizen at that point when it comes to current events. But Jeremiah 4:22, it says, "For my people is foolish; they have not known me. They are sottish children." Sottish means stupid. All right. I had a conversation with an Edomite, and he was like, "Hey, it's obvious, man. Every time you turn on the news, no matter what channel it is, it says brought to you by Pfizer. So, So do you think that that mean that moves is kind of tainted or swayed in one direction? You know, he got it, but the average don't. Right? The average don't get it at all. But yeah, Jeremiah 4:22, it says, "For my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are sottish children, they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge," man. And matter of fact, let's continue on. Let's go to Hosea 4:6, man. This is Hosea 4:6, and it reads, "My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children." So, you know, here in America, man, a lot of children of so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans are about to perish, man. All right? And there's a lot of heathens out here, but I'm also surrounded by a lot of Israelites. I got Issacharites behind me to the left, and I got Judites behind me to my right. They're out here, but they're, you know, are they going to take heed? Are they going to listen? No, they're going to call themselves Hispanic and black. Even when you present the information to them, they're still going to call themselves that. All right? Let's go to Isaiah. Uh, 30:10. And remember, these scriptures are all first and foremost talking to Israel, but you can apply it to all people at this point, all right? But this is Isaiah 30:10, and it reads, I'm going to start at verse 9. And it said that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of Yahweh, would say to the seers, meaning the prophet, "See not," and to the prophets, "Prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things," prophesy deceits. So people want to hear bullshit. You know, it's like the woman that knows you don't love her, but she wants you to say it anyway. You know, people want to just hear lies, things that make them feel comfortable. There's been quite a few love songs written about that very same subject. You know. Then I had a conversation with this Issacharite this morning, man, and this dude was bugged out. Hell, if you ask me, he was still high. But he, you know, I walked up and the dude just looked at me, and he out here in the cold with a t-shirt on and a hat and a cane, no coat on at all, man. The dude was ridiculously obese. No, he eating all kind of pork and shit like that. But he said, "Hey, bro, can you help me find my car?" And I'm like, "Well, you just asked me something that's impossible, my man. How am I supposed to know where the hell your car is?" And then he said, "Man, they arrested me. They pulled me over because they thought I was drunk. And then when they realized I wasn't drunk, I told them I wasn't drunk. I took the breathalyzer, and they took me to the hospital, then released me. But now I can't remember where my car is." And I'm like, well, bro, what happened?" He said, "Well," he told me, "well, I took the sauce." He got the sauce, the special sauce, and the flu shot at the same time. Then he jumped in his car and drove up north to go pick somebody up. And because he kept saying Chicago Avenue, then he turned around and said 290 by Cook, because he said, yeah, they took him to Cook County Hospital. I said, "You was over by Rush, bro. You was by the hospital. I mean, you know, over there." And he was like, "Yeah," and you know, he said, when I got down there, I was on my way to pick somebody up, and then I started feeling like all weird and dizzy, and I couldn't see straight, so I pulled over. Hey, but you know, brought to you by Pfizer, everything's okay. That's what they're gonna tell you on all these networks. But you know, he took all them different sauces, and it messed him up. You know, and he ended up in the hospital. And you know, and they first they were trying to arrest him, and when they realized the dude wasn't drunk, they called for the medics, and you know, the fire department came and took him to the hospital, man. And he left his car on the street, and now the dude has no idea where his car is, man. So anything that you take that'll put you in a state like that, man, something's wrong. Something is wrong, man. You know. But you know, but you know what? Let me grab one more scripture, man. Matter of fact, in Isaiah 30, let me go right up to the top, and it says, I'm going to start at verse 1. The point is in verse 2. And it reads, Woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me. See, he took counsel of the devil, of the very same people who raped, robbed, murdered, massacred his people, lied to him, called him a Hispanic or a Mexican or whatever, right? And deny him his true heritage. Okay? It says, but not of me, and cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin unto sin. They walked to go down to Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves. In the strength of Pharaoh, in the strength of Pharaoh, and to the trust of the shadow of Egypt. So they trust in their enemies, man. And the scriptures clearly tell you, trust not thy enemy, set them not near thee. All right? So, hey, I hope this was an enlightening and eye-opening, edifying, short video. With that, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakakodash, Wa Ababa Bar, Kwam Yasharala, Shalom.